From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update.
3 exciting days of bucking, roping, and thrills are coming to Red Bluff. Over $350,000 is up for grabs for 700 of the toughest cowboys and cowgirls. Friday is Patriot Day, brought to you by Food Max and Outback Contractors. Saturday is Sierra Pacific Industries and Windows and Corning Ford Day with an evening concert by Creed Fisher.
Don't tell me that you understand.
Sunday is Davidson and Heyman Family and Dignity Health St. Elizabeth Hospital Tough Enough to Wear Pink Day. Get your tickets now at these locations.
Well, raise your hand if you are excited about the Red Bluff Roundup. What's even more exciting is I've got a pair of free tickets to the Red Bluff Roundup for the Friday night event for April 18th. And all you got to do to enter is send in your email to mkrueger@weathernorcal.com. It's as simple as that. Just give me your name. That's all we need here. And to make it even easier, all you have to do is go to weathernorcal.com, click on the contact section, and just fill out that information there, and you'll be good to go. The winner will be announced next week, Wednesday, April 16th. So be sure to get your entries in now. All right, so here's a look at your weather headlines, and we've got clearing overnight. This may actually lead to some fog for parts of the Sacramento Valley, some of the mountain valleys and inland valleys as well. So that's something to watch for. Not 100% guaranteed. If we can get enough clearing and we can kind of keep those winds fairly calm. But for the most part, we've got that chance here. We'll have to look out for that. Drier and warmer for the rest of the week. A few showers may still clip extreme northwestern California around Del Norte for Tuesday. And then mainly dry for Wednesday, Thursday, then maybe another one clipping on Friday. Now, it also looks like we've got a drop in our temperatures, especially on Saturday. But for now, I don't anticipate that this trough that's moving through will bring us any rain. It'll just be in the form of a slight dip in our temperatures, but nothing major. So we'll get into all of that in their deeper dive forecast. Before we get to that, for those of you that are in a hurry, how about your Krueger's Quickcast for your Monday, April 7th? Here's what we have in store for us tonight. Temperatures dropping down into the mid to upper 40s. As I mentioned, maybe some patchy fog for some of us here in the valley. In the mountains, we've got 30s for those overnight lows. It looks like somewhere in the low to mid 40s here for the coast. All right, so heading out the door tomorrow morning, it's a dry start to the day. Now, I do expect to see some clouds still out there, and as I mentioned, maybe even some fog for parts of the valley. That should quickly burn off here once the sun does come up. But really, the clouds that we've seen today and is really all of this activity, energy moving from west to east around a big swirling area of low pressure. Now, behind the main band of moisture that brought us the rain yesterday, last night, is some cooler and unstable air. And that's what brought us the showers that parts of Northern California saw. And we will continue to see a slight chance for showers, looks like mainly in, say, parts of Shasta County, in particular northern Shasta County, and even parts of, say, Siskiyou and Modoc County as well, which let's take a look at that here on the HRRR forecast model. Now, this model is a little bit more aggressive with even the potential for thunderstorms this evening. So 8 o'clock tonight, as I mentioned, around northern Shasta County into parts of Siskiyou and Modoc County, seeing that potential. You can also see a little bit of shower activity even off to the east here. As we take you through the night tonight into tonight, you see how the chances for thunderstorms diminish, but maybe still a few leftover showers around Bernie and into southwestern Modoc County. And then that's it. That should dry out. But you see this activity here to the north and west. This is expected to clip Del Norte County as we go through the day on Tuesday, keeping the chance for showers in Del Norte County, but everyone else should remain dry as we go through the day tomorrow. All right, speaking of tomorrow, it's going to be a warmer day. We're talking partly cloudy skies still for the valley, but still in the low 70s for your daytime highs. Looks like for the mountains, you're talking temperatures in the 50s, even some 60s in there, and looks like in the mid to upper 50s for your daytime highs along the coast. So here's your 7-day forecast for the valley. It is dry. It's warming up. The peak will be around Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's that dip in the temperatures I was talking about as we go into the weekend, but nothing major, and I still expect to see dry conditions across the board. For the coast, as I mentioned, Del Norte County still a chance for showers Tuesday and then on Friday, but I think everyone else will remain dry, again, with that dip in the temperatures going into the weekend. But at this point, I'm going to keep the forecast dry. But stay tuned because I may be reintroducing maybe a chance for showers, especially up to the north. Places like Siskiyou, Modoc County may see that chance coming in on Saturday, but for now, Like I said, I'm going to keep it dry. All right, that's a look at Krueger's Quickcast. Before we get to the deeper dive, do want to remind you there's a free 24-hour streaming channel. It's available anywhere Weather NorCal is available. WeatherNorCal.com, the free Weather NorCal app. Anywhere YouTube is available, including your smart TV. And the YouTube app is really cool because you can watch the latest video forecast on demand. And if you want to watch the 24-hour streaming channel on your Fire Stick or Roku, you can do that too. Just search for Weather NorCal in that app store, and you will be good to go. All right, so here it again is the satellite image. Big swirling area of low pressure right here. All of this moisture and instability kind of moving into Northern California. That's really the reason why we've seen all the cloud cover out there here for today. And just enough instability for some of those showers that we've seen for parts of Northern California as well, and we'll continue to see as we go into the evening and overnight hours. But I do expect those drier conditions to move on in as high pressure settles in as well. Now, remember when we looked at the HRRR forecast at 8 o'clock, it was showing a lot of this activity here in northern Shasta County, but the in-house forecast model, not nearly as aggressive. In fact, the in-house forecast model not showing anything. But I would be led to believe that we're still going to see that chance as we go into the evening hours, but then by tonight, tomorrow morning, that's pretty much done with. But this model is being a little bit more aggressive on the clearing skies that we do see tonight. And should that happen, with the moisture that we still kind of have saturated in the ground, we may see some fog developing here for parts of the valley here. So be aware and be prepared for the fact that we could see some of that fog. Of course, stay tuned. Watch tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. and live on Coffee with Krueger at 6:30, and we'll have the latest on that potential for that fog. In the meantime, also tracking that potential for those showers. See how they're just clipping Del Norte County. That's it. Everyone else will be dry. But I do expect to still see, we'll call it partly cloudy skies for most of us tomorrow, but mainly dry. And then by Wednesday, mainly sunny skies. However, there may be some clouds developing here off into the north coast regions here as we go into Wednesday afternoon. But as I mentioned, still dry. But remember I was talking about that flow. So there's the main area of low pressure. This is all that moisture and cloud cover that's been moving in here for today and really even for parts of tomorrow. But that high pressure is going to build in. As it does that, that will divert all that energy back up toward north, and we'll be left with mainly sunny skies and warmer temperatures for Wednesday, Thursday. But by the end of the week, that route of high pressure is being nudged to the east because of this right here, this cooler trough of low pressure. Now, as of right now, it looks like most of the energy and any rainfall associated with this trough of low pressure will stay to our north, and we'll just be left with a slight drop in our temperatures, but nothing really all that noticeable. And then we start to see some warmer air begin to move in by the second half of the weekend, and once again going into early next week. But the overall temperature trend, we're not seeing a lot of ups and downs here. We're really going to be looking kind of that peak here for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then we kind of level off somewhere in the low to mid 70s here as we go into the weekend and really through a good portion of next week. So overall, not a very active pattern in store for us. Now we take a look at those wave heights, and they are starting to drop here as we go into your Tuesday, so I don't anticipate any more small craft advisories. Conditions will continue to improve going through the day on Wednesday as well. So here's a look at your marine forecast for your Tuesday. Wind's still a little bit breezy out there, out of the south at about 15 to 20 knots. Still that chance for showers, and I would say mostly off the coast of Del Norte County. As you head south into Humboldt County, the chances for showers will be certainly a lot slimmer. And then of course, as you start heading to southern Oregon too, some of those chances for showers. So for tonight, once again, mid to upper 40s for the valley, mainly in the 30s and even some 40s there for some of the higher elevations. Looks like low to mid 40s though out along the coast here. All right, so here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. We are going to be looking at those temperatures mainly, looks like somewhere in the mid 60s. So yeah, it's warming up a little bit here, a little bit cooler out towards Mad River and Ruth in the mid to upper 50s there. We take a look at the north coast down to the south here, about 64 in Alder Point, 62 in Fortuna, and 54 degrees in Shelter Cove. Dry really across the board here, but places like Crescent City, Smith River, Gas Key, even Klamath, you may see a stray sprinkle or a light shower through the day tomorrow. Otherwise, everyone else will be looking at dry conditions for your Tuesday, including Siskiyou County with temperatures in the 50s, even some 60s in there. 60 for Wairika, Hornbrook about 61, and looks like Mount Shasta City about 58 degrees. Dry and a little bit warmer for Modoc County. We'll still call it partly cloudy though, with temperatures upper 50s to about 60. And the eastern mountains, your temperatures are going to be in the low to mid 60s. 60 in Shingletown, a little bit warmer in Paradise at 65, 66 in Susanville, partly cloudy skies. And for your Valley neighborhood forecast to the south, now we're getting into the low 70s. Look for a high of 72 degrees for Corning, 73 degrees for Hamilton City, and Durham about 72. And let's take a look at that 7-day forecast for Chico, getting up in the low 80s by Wednesday, Thursday, possibly even into Friday. And there's that slight dip in the temperatures, but still dry as we go into the weekend. Let's take you up to the north. There you can see Whiskeytown, about 65 degrees, 70 in Reading, 70 degrees for Cottonwood, and Red Bluff, about 71 degrees. And taking a look at your 7-day forecast for Reading, we're going to be in the upper 70s to about 80 degrees here for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Down to about 73, but still not that big of a drop in those temperatures, back in the mid-70s by Sunday and Monday. That's your evening update. I'll be back again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. and live on Coffee with Krueger at 6:30. Have a great night.
Barr & Mudford is a top established firm here in the North State. Founded over a half-century ago, Barr & Mudford is protecting the rights of our neighbors and community. We take our commitment to our clients very seriously and provide a level of excellence unrivaled in the North State. Barr & Mudford, standing up for the rights of our neighbors and our beautiful community, serving Northern California with excellence.